The worst idea ever tonight takes us to All-Star games, where I remember growing up, I used to care about the All-Star game, right? Always wanted to see the great players match up in head-to-head. More exciting was the great players being on the same team. I liked watching Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas all on the Eastern Conference in the All-Star game. I felt like those guys played with a passion. I felt like those guys that game mattered to. The worst idea ever tonight is, how could you care about the All-Star game? What, you guys are gonna get incentive bonuses? I remember when Larry Bird won the three-point contest at the All-Star game, it actually meant something. He was gonna get like $50,000. $50,000 meant something to Larry Bird at the time. These battles of Michael and Magic, the competitive drive in these two guys, they wanted to go out there and win every single game. And now the All-Star game has turned into, well, Magic later in his career. It was a great story, but those guys weren't really playing. It was all about just watching Magic for one last time. And now it's become a complete carnival act. Bud Selig, do you remember what he tried to do? Well, yeah, wasn't that long ago. He actually made the All-Star game count as far as who has home field in the World Series. I think we're gonna look back at that time in baseball after they had the tie and no one won, that people are gonna be like, hey, the All-Star game actually decided who had home field advantage? What a stupid idea. And now the fans are actually starting to troll the All-Star game. Last year, the NHL, who got the most votes? John Scott, some journeyman. What did he go out and do? Win the MVP because the game means absolutely nothing. You can't care about it. It doesn't matter. It's basically an exhibition. I don't know why people take so much value in it, why people care about it. This year, Zaza Pachulia is receiving some of the most outrageous votes of all time, up there towards the leaders. He's not going to make the All-Star game because the NBA has it as a weighted fact. But the fact of the matter is, put him in. He's getting votes. Wyclef's voting for him, so put him out there because the game means nothing. The one thing I don't like, and don't do this going forward, is when you mention a guy who's an all-time great. He was a 17-time All-Star. Don't do that. Because what does that mean? That little Johnny in his basement voted for him 1,500 times? The All-Star game should not carry any more weight on how great someone was. So the worst idea ever tonight is if you care about the All-Star game, get a life.